story is a sad one. Bloods flowed, lives lost. Welcome back to my channel. Straight to the point. Meet Alice, Bebe, and Elsie. They are no longer alive. Alice was always very kind. A world of possibilities awaited her. She was a beautiful girl. That summer's day, she was so excited to go to the dance workshop. In a matter of minutes, her lives were shattered and turned upside down. We kept up hope every second of our 14-hour battle for her life. But when she lost the fight, we lost all our lives. It has shattered our souls. Some moments are easier than others, but every day is the same. Alice is not here when we wake up, and she never will be. This is baffling and disturbing. This is the shattered voice of Alice's parents, testifying before the court of law what their feelings have been like since the demise of their innocent child. As a parent, I can completely relate. Like I said earlier, this is baffling and disturbing. And more worrisome is to imagine how your little child daily survives on their way to or from school. Firstly, their safety. Secondly, worries around indoctrination into some unholy alliances of terror making a demon out of human. But wait a second. Does a demon exist, or does demon exist? Many would argue that a demon is an imaginary spirit, but not many would argue a demon truly exists in human form, living and dwelling amongst us, waiting for perfect time to strike, oftentimes unnoticeably. Axel Rudakubana can be said to be such a demon. Meeting him was horrendous for those he is known. Walking with him or walking around him has left indelible heart sore on the minds of his victims. Axel's story and existence has made many families to grieve over sorrowful loss of their lovely kids. How sad. Axel Rudakubana murdered 3 young innocent girls at a dancing lesson in Southport, an area in the UK. He further attempted murders on 10 others through stabbing and attacking them, including his dance instructor, Lynn Lucas, who was stabbed 5 times. By the end of his attacks, however, Axel had killed 3 little kids. Bebe King, aged 6, Alice da Silva Argoya, aged 9, and Elsie Dotstacombe, aged 7. What could these little angels have done? Nothing. Yes, nothing. Sadly, Rudakubana spoke when being held in detention following the attacks. Hear what he said. "I don't care. I'm feeling neutral. Literally, such a good thing. Those kids are dead." In addition, he acknowledged having a knife, making ricin, and having terrorist materials. This boy is just 18 years of age. But wait a minute. Who is this murderer of innocent kids? And why did he launch such attacks? These might be regular questions begging for answers, right? His name is Axel Rudakubana. He was born in Cardiff some 18 years ago. His parents immigrated into the UK from Rwanda. After living in Cardiff, the family relocated to Banks in Lancashire. The family resided in a 3-bedroom mid-terrace home in a recently constructed cul-de-sac of about a dozen residences, where the neighbors had identified them as unremarkable, meaning nothing special about them. In other words, they had appeared like the regular family in the neighborhood, you know what I mean? On the surface, Axel Rudakubana appeared to be a harmless young man from a Christian devout family. He demonstrated a flair for acting some time ago by playing a doctor's role in a BBC Children in Need commercial. Can you beat that? Although friends claimed he lacked the confidence for the big stage. Anyway, what the neighbors thought was regular had not been so regular after all, as it has now come to light that the younger son in the family was developing an obsession with killing people, innocent children, through creating a leather poison behind closed doors. Who could beat this? Axel acknowledged producing the poison on Monday after it was discovered during a search of their house during his detention, and was later determined to be ricin. The teen's tablets also contained a PDF file titled Military Studies in the Jihad Against Deterrence, the Al-Qaeda Training Manual. The Al-Qaeda Training Manual in the hand of an 18-year-old boy. His father, mother, and older brother had given witness statements though, and they were assisting the authorities. After remaining quiet at all prior hearings, Axel made his first appearance in court on Monday to enter his guilty pleas. He was observed smiling at reporters when he first arrived at Liverpool Magistrate Court in August of last year before hiding his face. At other instances, he remained silent and covered his face with his sweatshirt. But why did this boy get so indoctrinated into killing? According to the PNE to Kills agency, Axel told Childline that he was being racially bullied and that he was carrying a knife to school to defend himself, which led to his expulsion from Range High School in Formby in 2019. It is understood that he returned to the school after being expelled and used a hockey stick to attack someone. Teachers at 2 specialized schools were reportedly worried about Rudakubana's attitude. Prosecuting attorney Dean Here Casey stated during Axel's initial appearance at Liverpool Crown Court that it was understood that the boy, who was diagnosed with autistic spectrum condition, had been reluctant to leave the house or to interact with his family for a while. The psychiatrist at the police station saw him, but he refused to interact with them as well. The court was informed that he did not exhibit any overt signs of a mental illness that would necessitate hospitalization, however. According to Dean here, during Axel's prosecution, this evidence shows that Axel had planned the stabbings that day for some time, and that they were deliberate, premeditated attacks, premeditated killings. According to here, Rudakubana Axel said nothing in response to questions posed to him on the poison and the Al-Qaeda manual found with him during the interview. In the days that followed, he revealed that he detested a bully at school. He was furious and wanted to murder them. I mean, who was never bullied in school? Who mentioned that child who was never bullied at one point in time or the other in school, here in the UK or away from the UK? And he started further online research on what should I do if I want to kill somebody. This was the question Axel put forward to the internet. He asked Childline on October 4, 2019. The chorus visited Axel after receiving a referral. He admitted that he had brought a knife to school and said he intended to use it if he got upset. Goodness. This they told the school, and when he admitted to bringing a knife to school on roughly 10 separate times, his temporary expulsion was turned into a permanent one. Lessons to learn from here, from my position and point of view. There is no amount of bullying anyone may face to justify killing others while still innocent children. This is one too many. I'm not sure if parents can truly discover everything going on in the lives of their kids or with their kids. Though they should try. Very hard, they should try. Rudakubana's father really did prevent a would-be attack some time ago. By stopping a taxi his son had hired to visit the same school. But is that enough? Could the parent have done more? Let's think about it. If your child is feeling too deprived of his self-identity through bullying or segregation in a foreign land, in schools, I think taking them away to a school where they will feel more belonged, possibly in Africa, might just help such kids more in their formative stage. I'm just thinking aloud. Rather than growing to become a hater, a killer, or a criminal over racial abuse. Whenever they can conveniently carry on to ignore racial abuse, it's then you can bring them back. What do you think as parents? What do you think as concerned individuals? On many occasions, many immigrant parents have sent their irate kids back to Africa or back to wherever they have come for schooling, for whatever reasons. In the light of the above, such an action may be considered a proactive step to stop a would-be crime, rather than your kids turning a murderer, tarnishing your family's image, staining your nationality, destroying his own future, killing innocent kids. Why not remove him? Why not remove such a child from the society? This way, you may have saved the whole nation a pending danger. If you don't feel comfortable where you are being segregated or racially bullied, remove yourself from that scene. The reason I'm making this video is such to appeal to very many parents, especially parents of immigrants. If you don't feel comfortable, you should be we should all be very careful and observant of our kids' attitude, changing attitudes. This is what I think we can discuss with our kids. If you are being put down, you are being racially abused, and you cannot take it, go back to your country. If you go to your country, nobody would abuse you racially. No one. You might be bullied for whatever reason or other reason, but that racial bullying will be completely taken out, and you will be welcome. You will be amidst your people. There won't be need for these killings. There won't be need for this hatred. Destroying your race, destroying your image, destroying your life. There will be no need for such. Anyway, these are my thoughts. If you feel there are other better ways to handle such a situation, kindly suggest in the comment section, or section they call it. As a parent, your input advice will be highly valued. We are all in it together. Today, it is the fate of those little kids. Who knows whose turn it will be tomorrow. Today, Axel is sentenced to 52 years of jail term, which is being contested has been unduly lenient. I pray these kids who were put through a needlessly painful death should have all the justice they deserve. And may their soul, their innocent souls, rest in peace. And to their family, I sympathize with them. I sympathize with these families that lost their lovely kids. This is one unimaginable hard sore and hard time you have been put through. No amount of words can heal you so easily. May God console you. Innocent and lovely kids of yours didn't deserve this. It's sad, sincerely sad. And I commiserate with you and pray for God's comfort for you in this hard time. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next ordeal of life.